everyone, my name is Amanda and welcome to Rainy Books with Amanda. Today I just kind of wanted to talk about my top 3 reads of 2021. Can't believe it's 2022 already. But I just wanted to talk about my top reads for this year, and a couple stuff I'm excited to read for this upcoming year. So I guess we'll get started. So one of my favorite books that I read this year was World of Wonders by Amy, and I'm gonna butcher this last name, but like it was such a gorgeous, different book. Like I'll link all my reviews that I did on these books, but this was just a beautiful, like interesting biography. It was a different way, it was just a different way of doing an autobiography, and I felt like the author just did a great job of using her creative side and her like scientific side and mashing them together to create this amazing and different kind of book. If you haven't read World of Wonders, I definitely recommend it. There's such beautiful illustration in here. You learn so much about like the different animals and different plants, and you just get to learn about our author and her interesting and wonderful life. So definitely recommend. Another favorite of mine that I didn't think was gonna be a real like big favorite, but I actually really enjoyed was Pudge and Prejudice by A.K. Pittman. It's a young adult fiction, and I usually don't tend to read young adult anymore, but I read this one. This is a Lone Star Literary Life book. I've talked about Lone Star Literary Life a lot, but I'll link their website down below so you can learn more about them. But yeah, I really actually enjoyed this book. It was such a fun story. It reminded me of high school, and so it was very nostalgic feeling, but it wasn't like overbearing. It wasn't overbearing like teen drama. Like there was teen drama, but it didn't feel like it just didn't feel overbearing. It was just enough, and it wasn't over exaggerated either. So it was just a really fun story. Lots of fun quotes in here. I like the way that they start each chapter, because each chapter starts with like a different word and like explaining that word, and then like the chapter kind of goes along with that word. So it was just a really fun book. I definitely recommend it to anyone with like teenagers, or if you just like reading young adult fiction, like if you like anything like any kind of John Hughes movie, I think this one would be right up your alley to read. And then another great read, I think it was probably my favorite, was Crying in H Mart by Michelle Zauner. It was such a beautiful and emotional biography. Our author tells her story and tells it very brutally honest, and it turns into a work of art. I fell in love with how like our author tells her experience of being half Korean and half American, and how she feels on the inside, having two identities almost, or that's what it is, and like her journey and how like she took her career path in life unconventional way, but that's how she wanted to do it, and her struggles in the relationship with her mother and her father, and it was just a great read. If you love reading different memoirs, like you definitely need to pick this one up. I also fell in love with the author because she is in a band called Japanese Breakfast. I'll link them down below as well. I'm obsessed. And after I read this, I looked them up and listened literally, like I saw that they were gonna come here on tour, and so I listened to one song and I fell in love, and I was like, I'm getting tickets. So, and she was great live. She was fun, and like I just love the music. So it was kind of cool connecting the author on a different level, because there's lots of books but you don't really connect with the author, but this one like I just really did. So really great book. Sorry if you can see my cat. I don't know if you can actually see him, but he's here. So yeah, those are my top books of 2021. Some books I'm looking forward to for this year for 2022 is Bright by Jessica Jung. I did have her other book. Her first book is called Shine, and I'll link my review to that down below. But basically Jessica Jung used to be in a K-pop group called Girls' Generation, so she made a book about being in a K-pop group. And so there's a follow-up book to that. It's called Bright, and it was supposed to come out this year, but I'm guessing with the pandemic and stuff, everything going on, so now it was pushed to this year. So I'm excited to read it. It's supposed to come out, I believe, March or April, sometime in the spring. So I'm definitely excited to read her next book. I'm also looking forward to reading more manga, reading more Spy X Family. I've been reading it as the volumes come out, but the volumes are taking forever to come out, so I might just like start reading it. And the anime is coming out this year, so I'm ready to continue reading that series. I'm looking forward. This isn't coming out this year, but it's called The Man in the High Castle. I'm sure some of you have heard of it, but if you haven't, it's about if the Axis powers won World War II. So my husband bought it finally for me for Christmas this year, or last year I guess now. So I'm excited to read that, even though it's not 2022 book, I'm gonna read it this year. So I'm excited about that. Janet Evanovich came out with a new book as well. If you followed me for a while, I love Janet Evanovich and I love all of her Stephanie Plum books. Definitely looking forward to reading another Stephanie Plum book. I'm actually reading one right now, so review will come out soon. But she has a new series, and it is called, looking it up, The Recovery Agent. And it's supposed to be another mystery and suspense kind of book. So I'm excited to read that one to see how it compares, because I have read her other series that she did with a co-author, and it was fine. I don't think it was better than Stephanie Plum, but excited to see how that goes. And I'm gonna start reading this other manga series that I just found out about, Ayakashi Triangle. It's a like fantasy romantic kind of manga story, so I'm excited to read that. And I think there's supposed to be a anime coming out of it too, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm just excited to find new stories to read this year, new manga stories, and I'm excited to finally push out my second story and work on my third one, because I already have ideas for my third book, so excited for that. But yeah, let me know what you're excited to read for 2022, or what were some of your favorite books for 2021. What are you looking forward to reading 2022? And yeah, but thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and until next time, happy reading.